within the Women's Land and Property Rights Program, we facilitate access to justice, especially for the most vulnerable women. We work in various counties, but specifically in the western parts of Kenya, and this is based on the cultural connotations and cultural issues that these women face. So some of the aspects of violence that we have seen among these women is number one, assault, especially when it comes to aspects of disinheritance from the matrimonial home. So we usually have instances, especially when succession process is not properly done, then we find that the women and their children are the victims of their homes. And in the process of doing this, some of them undergo assault. But there is also the aspect of emotional abuse, because sometimes there are individuals who use emotional abuse as an aspect to be able to strip the women of their property. So KELIN has made much effort in terms of ensuring that there is prevention of violence. The first aspect of it is to be able to focus on the cultural perspective. So we do have a project that is focused on changing social norms, especially on women land tenure, but that is more of a long-term perspective. What we are doing is to be able to ensure that we have initiatives and activities at the community level for us to change peer norms among men, who are mostly the perpetrators of this violence against women, but also peer norms change among women themselves, for them to be able to recognize that they have access to these rights, and then also peer norms change for the leaders of the land management structures, especially when it comes to access to services for the women. So specifically, our long-term goal is to be able to ensure that women are included in wills, women are included especially in process of succession, women have marriage documentation, especially for them to be able to ensure that they are securing their property, women are registering their properties, and therefore their names are included in title deeds. But we also have other projects that are focused on evidence-based communication, to be able to change the narratives that we have, especially at the community level, when it comes to talking about land rights issues. We want to move from a point of where people look at women and land and property rights as something being a political process or something that is there to be debated on, but for it to be looked at as a human right, especially in terms of ensuring that when we look at women, we don't look at them as a blanket. We look at women as daughters, we look at women as widows, we look at women as providers, we look at women as caregivers, and women generally are the ones who offer aspects of livelihood. So for us as an organization, we believe that when you offer access to justice, access to property rights for women, it's more for a societal benefit. And therefore, we are also engaging in evidence-based research to be able to ensure that when we have cultural values that negatively impact on women, we work on changing that. But then also building their capacity on the legislative processes, because you find that most of the women do know that they have a right to property, but they do not have the aspects of building up their information or know where to access the information that they need in order to secure this right.